I really wasn't expecting a video like this to drop. 2026 is extremely unpredictable, and well, here we are. So today IDubbbz made a video apologizing to Ethan for essentially everything that has gone down over the last year. Now this does come a few days, a few weeks, I don't know, I've lost track of time. I've been way too busy watching the World Cup to upload or really keep up with what's going on online. But the last thing that I know, because I talked about it, is that Ethan was suing IDubbbz over, you know, the stuff that was said about him and his family and his children. I don't know if you guys remember this, but a few weeks ago, IDubbbz put out an apology video towards Ethan, and this came about a day after he got the first and the only, to my knowledge, cease and desist letter. This goes back 2 to 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. I said that this was a W move from IDubbbz. I thought this was good. He apologized. I mean, what else do you want from Ian at this point? All that he could do is apologize. And if you go back to that video, because it's proof, I thought, hey, you got what you wanted. You got the guy to apologize. However long ago Ian's apology was, and I was like, well, this is good. You got an apology, Ethan. What else do you want from from Mr. Jamha? I just wanted to give a little context before we really jump into the new IDubbbz upload. With that said, let's see what this apology is all about.
I am going to be talking about a very important and heavy topic for me. If you're unfamiliar with the context of any of this, I'll give you a brief rundown. But that is not the main purpose of this video. I do think it's important to share a little bit of my side of the story, but I don't want to take away from the purpose of this video, and that is to apologize to Ethan Klein and his family, especially his kids. Basically, Ethan is suing me for having rebroadcasted a statement made by Destiny on my stream. I did display the very disgusting comment for 40 minutes, and it was wrong. It was a comment from Destiny, and I even said that I don't agree with it, but it sort of highlights how I knew that it was a wrong thing to put out there into the universe and show people. You know, regardless of the point I was making, it was wrong. I was angry, and I was like, how do I get this guy to, one, not clip me, not mock me and harass me on his live stream, and two, this guy's a fucking bully. I'm angry. I'm angry that this multimillionaire is silencing people and suing people who have a much smaller audience than he does, and you know, can barely defend themselves.
I said this 3 weeks ago, and I'm going to say it yet again. I thought Ian's apology was the first one. I thought it was pretty sincere. I felt like it was honest. I mean, there's always that 10% chance that, you know, they're faking it just because they got the cease and desist. Very convenient timing, but I do feel like the first apology that we got a few weeks ago, a day after he got the cease and desist, I felt like it was genuine, and I feel like this one is also genuine. You cannot take back, especially online, but you cannot take back stuff you said, stuff that you have reshared, or videos you've done. But what you can do, and you could do this IRL as well, is just be like, oh, so I was kind of wrong here. My bad. Let me fix that. You're taking accountability. You know you fucked up. You know you were wrong. At that point, it's like, what else can IDubbbz do to make things right? Maybe do a live stream for 24 hours where all he does is say the N-word. Maybe that could be pretty entertaining. But in all seriousness, there's like nothing else that Ian can do. I've seen people on Twitter, I've seen people on Reddit call Ethan a at that point, what can you do? You can't take it back. All you can do is be like, yeah, that's not accurate, or I take that back, or I'm sorry. Exactly what IDubbbz is doing here. So I gotta be fair. I gotta give credit to IDubbbz where it's due. Now, whether it was the lawsuit or it was empathy creeping in or whatever factor played into him finally apologizing, truly don't care at this point. I'm just glad he's finally seeing that, yeah, I should have not promoted said message. Hey, you. Yes, you. Do you potentially want to win $1,000 doing the bare minimum while being unemployed? You might want to listen to this. Recently, a jury ordered Meta and YouTube to pay millions for their role in designing and promoting addictive platforms. They knew their apps could contribute to anxiety, depression, and body issues, but they did not share those risks while prioritizing profits. The recent historic verdict underscores the consequences of those actions. If you or your child spend spent years growing up on social media and experienced serious mental health struggles, you should hear this. Morgan & Morgan is stepping up to hold these platforms accountable for the harm they caused. You can use the link in my description or scan the QR code to take a short quiz to see if you qualify for a case. And by the way, this is completely free and you may be entitled for compensation. And with that said, let's just get right back.
I'm angry. I don't like bullies, so I wanted to do something that would have an impact, and without checking in with myself of whether or not that was a right or wrong thing to do. I justified it in my head at the time. I was like, okay, well, it's not my words, and it's actually said by a really bad guy, Destiny. Not a fan of that guy. It's very clear that it was never the right thing to do. It was a comment about Ethan and his children, and it was disgusting. I said at the time in the stream that I don't agree with it, but still sharing it and broadcasting it to people for 40 minutes, that was an irresponsible and reckless thing to do, especially for parents. Like, there are many parents with kids out there who do not want to see that shit. And it's painful. And I'm sure it was extremely painful for Ethan and Hila to read that shit and have it pop up again and again and again. And just because it's coming from a piece of shit guy, and I'm showing it to people, like, look what this piece of shit said. It's wrong. It's wrong to do. And I didn't come to this overnight, right? Like, to be frank, I'm angry. I do not like Ethan. I think he's doing a lot of damage to people online, and it changed the way that I was thinking about it.
I think that's completely fine. There's a lot of people that I don't like, and there's a lot of people that don't like me. That's completely fair. I'm not going to. Even though I've jokingly said this, I hope no one takes this seriously, because I've made it fucking obvious that whenever I say I don't like this person, copyright strike them or sue them or any retarded shit that I say, it's like, of course I'm not being genuine. I'm not being real when I say that kind of stuff. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I'm sure if anyone is critical of Ethan for whatever reason, I'm sure he would not be suing just because people are making videos about him, negative videos on him, or they're calling him out or whatever. I know for a fact that Ethan wouldn't do something like that. The reason why all of this started, and I don't know why people get confused or lost, Ethan is not or was not trying to silence the criticism that people were making against him. He sucks, or he's Jewish and I hate Jewish people. I'm just trying to think of stuff that I saw people saying about Ethan and why people don't like him in the Big 26. He's from Israel, or his wife was a former Israeli secretary, which is mandatory, by the way. Ethan has been getting criticized since 2016. He didn't sue people back then for that. The reason why Ian and others were sued, number one, was for stealing content. Stealing content is if I came on here and I put my live sense reaction in the corner and I talked for 5 seconds, I'm like, yo, this is crazy, guys. Anyway, let me play the video for 2 minutes longer. And then I say, yeah, facts. Ankh is spitting. Ka is talking his talk. And then I play the video for 5 more minutes. It's like I'm just fucking stealing the content. It's not transformative. It's not commentary. That's just ripping it off. All right. So that was the first lawsuit. Number two was people dragged his children into it. And he then said multiple times, if you want to go against me and my wife, fine. Criticize me all you want, but leave my kids out of this. And people did not leave the kids out of it. So it's like, how can you be shocked you're getting sued when Ethan warned you what would happen if you talked about his kids and spread lies? And now you're shocked. It's like, that doesn't make any sense. It's like if I get a warning from someone and they're like, yeah, you might want to stop this, or we're going to come after you. And then I continuously do it. And then I'm shocked when they actually do something to me. It's like, just use common sense, guys. Common sense here. Ethan was not suing random people who were just critical of him. He sued people that were stealing his content. And he also sued, in this situation, Ian, for spreading the message. It's quite simple. Now, you could disagree with it or you could agree with it, and that's completely fine. Whatever opinion you have is valid. But it's good to see IDubbbz taking accountability, and it's good to see him apologizing for it. W Ian Jamha. That feels so weird to say.
It changed the way that I was thinking about it. I didn't think about it. I didn't ground myself. I didn't think about, who is actually being affected in this instance. And Ethan's family and his kids are being affected. I just because I don't like Ethan, I think it's wrong to find an attack vector that is his kids, it's foul. It's not okay. And I think it was wrong for me to use the Destiny screenshot as a cudgel to make my point. I didn't need to use the Destiny screenshot to make my point. There's a million other ways I could have done it, but I didn't. And I regret that I didn't, and I regret that I ever put that screenshot on my live stream. You know, that's the main reason why I feel like I do need, for myself, for my soul, to own up to this and acknowledge that I went too far. It wasn't okay. Ethan and Hila and their family do not deserve that.
I mean, it was a low blow. It was disgusting, quite frankly, for someone to spread stuff like that. I mean, the amount of people that I've seen, once again, calling Ethan a pedophile just because of that, it's just like, that's not going to stop anytime soon. It is the internet. But once again, what's done is done. All we can do is to move forward, and that's literally all. Like, Ian, can I go back in time and stop being a cringy dragon VTuber and putting that message out there? You know what I mean? All one can do in this situation and in life overall is like, okay, I fucked up. Let me try to fix this. Let me apologize. Let's move on, right? Let's move on to bigger things. The harassment that Ethan has been getting over the last 2 years has been insane. It goes beyond silly internet drama, and it goes into real life stuff. I'm not going to put it on screen because I don't like giving attention to losers online, quite frankly. But I did see a post from someone who wanted to dox and know what school Ethan's children were going to. This is not drama anymore. This isn't slop. This is real life consequences, and it's just fucking disgusting. If you have a problem with someone, take it up with them. Don't bring up their mom, their dad, their cousin, their fucking whatever it might be, especially not little kids who legitimately did nothing wrong and they're just getting dragged into this. If you want to make your 25th video calling out Ethan Klein, go crazy, as long as you're criticizing him, not innocent bystanders.
It wasn't okay. Ethan and Hila and their family do not deserve that. At the end of the day, whatever happens with the lawsuit is what it is. For myself, I needed to make it known on the internet that what I did was wrong, and I don't want to be that person. I don't want to behave that way. I want to make content that I'm proud of. I don't want to give in to a harassment back and forth online. I want to put my energy into making content that I can be proud of and that I'm not going to be ashamed of because I lost the plot. I want to stay focused. I want to check in with myself and know what it is I want to be and what I want to do and what message I want to spread. And this isn't a message I want to spread. So I'm sorry to Ethan and Hila and your family. You guys didn't deserve that. I'm going to think about all of this a lot more, I'm sure. But for now, I really do want to just get back to making the content that I want to make. Having said all that, I wish everyone the best. I genuinely want to see a better world, and I do not want to be a contributor to what makes it terrible. So long. Bye-bye.
Well, honestly, I said this multiple times already, but I gotta give credit where credit is due. Shout out to Ian for this video. Shout out to him for apologizing and owning up to it. Whether it was empathy finally, taking over Ian, in my opinion, Ian did the right thing. And Ethan from H3 did leave a comment, and he said, "Hi Ian, I appreciate the thoughtful apology and meant a lot. I've instructed my attorneys to drop the lawsuit entirely." So the lawsuit finished. And if I'm not mistaken, Ethan did say that if people apologize crazy stuff they've said about him, he would drop the lawsuit. I know that he said this about Ian, and he probably said this about like 2 other people, but they were like, fuck no, I'm not going to apologize to fucking Ethan. I'm fighting this. I said this before as well. Ethan has been extremely charitable towards these people. It's not like he's not giving them an opportunity. Just apologize or take back the insane stuff that you've been saying about me, yada yada yada, and we'll drop the lawsuit or it won't move forward. But these people want to be so tough. They want to be so cool. They're going to be like, fuck that, dude. I'm fighting it. Guys, I need $200,000. If you guys could hook me up, that'd be great. It's like, okay. They gave you an out. Ethan has legitimately given out to every single person that he sued. He's like, just apologize. No, I'm going to fight it. Ethan has been extremely charitable towards all these content creators that have been talking mad shit about him. It's something that could have been so easily avoided, yet they made a mess out of nothing, and look where everyone is now. As someone that's been covering all this, I think this is the best ending for everyone involved. Anyways, World Cup time. Adios.